Hey guys, it's Roxie with Roxie's Broadway Breakdown. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm doing Best Songs for Sopranos from Musical Theatre Auditions. I already have a video on this for Sopranos, so you might want to check that out. But who doesn't need choices? Always. So my first one is from In the Heights, and the character Nina sings Everything I Know. And it's a beautiful ballad, so you always need that classic ballad. The next one is from Beetlejuice, and the character Barbara sings Barbara 2.0, and this could not be any more different from Nina's song. It is a really fun, upbeat, contemporary song. Takes a lot of character, and it's fun and it's fast. And she does it as a duet with her husband Alex, but you could easily just edit out his part and do it as a song all by yourself. So I like it. It's a big belt song, and sometimes fast, contemporary, big belt character songs are kind of hard to find for a soprano, so that's why it's on the list. The next three are those true romantic love songs from classical musicals that we all love, but I just had to put them on the list. From Camelot, Guinevere sings Before I Gaze at You Again. And every time I think of this song, I think of Julie Andrews. But it is just a beautiful Lerner and Loewe song. And I'm a sucker for Lerner and Loewe songs. But anyway, that is a truly beautiful love song. So true romance right there, Before I Gaze at You Again. Next one's from Music Man, and of course Miriam, one of the most well-known sopranos in musical theater, but her song My White Knight is of course a classic. And I know in the most recent revival with Sutton Foster, they did lower those songs a key because she's more of a mezzo, but I mean that role is truly written for a soprano. But moving on. And then Guys and Dolls, Sarah, she sings If I Were a Belle. And that one is much more fun and dreamy. And I always hear that song in that clear as a bell tone. I mean, it is If I Were a Belle, but some sopranos have that more operatic tone, some have a lullaby tone, but I think for that song it really does take a soprano with that very clear as a bell tone. So I like that song. All right, moving on to Light in the Piazza, and the character Clara sings The Beauty Is. And I really like this song because it's a contemporary song, but it has an interesting mix of contemporary but operatic. So it's really interesting, and it's a very pretty song. So yeah, it's just an interesting song, but I really like the mix of that song. So anyway, I like that. From Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812, which this is a musical based on War and Peace. So, but Natasha sings No One Else, and it is a beautiful song, but I think it's probably one of the hardest songs on the list to sing because it's soft and it builds, and then it gets soft and it builds. Usually when you have one of these big songs, it usually just kind of starts off soft, and then it gets big and it builds, and you're just belting, and then that's your crescendo, and then you finish the song. When you have a song that's soft and it gets big, and then you have to pull it back again, and then you get big and then you pull it back again, there's a lot of colorization to it. You really have to have that maturity in your voice to know when to pull back and hold back, and then push and pull, and have a lot of control in your voice. So for that reason, I think it's a difficult song, but it takes a maturity level in your voice, but I did put it on the list because it is a nice song. Next one's a Disney song from Frozen. Anna sings it. I think you always have to have a Disney song on your list, but she sings True Love, and it's just a sweet little ballad, but I did put it on the list. From Far From Heaven, the character Kathy sings Tuesday, Thursdays, and she's a 1950s housewife going through divorce and a lot of other issues. So this song takes a lot of acting. But, you know, sometimes you want to show that side of you if you're going in for a role that's, you know, kind of deep and is going to need to show a lot of acting ability, emotional substance. So I put that on the list. And then finally, from one of my absolute favorite shows, is from The Mystery of Edwin Drood, and the character Rosebud sings Moonfall. And I think this song, it's always been one of my favorite songs. I think it's just absolutely beautiful. It's haunting. It's if you've never heard it, go listen to it. And this show is just so quirky. You know, it's a murder mystery, and it's different every night. The audience gets to vote who murdered Edwin Drood. So not even the cast knows who murdered Edwin Drood until the audience votes, and then they have to, you know, frantically shuffle around and do a different ending every night, which I think is crazy. I love that. So anyway, there are my choices for best songs for sopranos. I hope you like that. They're so different and varied in tone and texture and character. Anyway, subscribe to my channel, check out all my other videos, and I'll see you in the next.